Welcome back everyone to another technical analysis, and today we're taking a look at the Cardano coin. Now the price has approached the local low area, which is the lowest point that Cardano has been since the last push. So in 2021 when the bull market started and finished, of course. And what we're seeing or expecting to see is some sort of sideways movement similar to this one here. So we had an approached downside movement, sideways movement, and then some sort of breakout. So the whole point of this sideways channel is to trade from one range to another, which means as we are on the support area, we go for here, then we go for here, and this is where we might be making some sort of trading setups, as long as we either see the break of the local lows, major support area, or the break of this area, which then would give us an opportunity for a long position, which should be pretty explosive one as well. So that being said, let's go to the smaller time frames and see what we can get just purely on the ranges. So as mentioned, the target major is 40, 43, 42, 41. Let's call it a 40 cent area. So ideal setup would be wait for this break here, going to set the target like this, and stop loss somewhere in this region. Now, because we might see some choppy moves inside the sideways channel, just want to check the previous times we were in this sideways channel. So we had bounces, but not full time bounces. We had bounce here, here. So it's not always like bouncing from one side to another. Sometimes we just hover near the upper zone, multiple touches, then go down. So what we are going to do is set a few targets here. The first one would be like 33 cents basically. Let's type 0.33. Now going to look for the secondary target, which would be, let's say, I would put it somewhere in this region, and the target would be, give me 1 second here, what is it, like 37 cents. So 3 targets in total, and we would use this red area for dollar cost averaging the position, which means that if we see the price to form a decent breakout structure, it would be actually a mark structure break at this case. If we would form the mark structure break here, this would be like 1% entry. If we fall to the lower zones, again 1% entry, and then something like this. So spread the entries to the multiple zones to decrease the risk. Now taking 30% profit here, 20% profit here, and closing the trade fully once price reaches near this area. Actually, yeah, let's keep it this area here, so it's like 40 cents. 40 cents would be somewhere here actually. So I think this setup looks pretty decent. The risk reward ratio is close to 1 to 2, but it all highly depends because we are expecting to see some volatile moves, and the stop loss will be set actually. So if we have a breakout here, stop loss would be dragged slightly closer to this area, so closer to this local low area, maybe slightly lower, so like this. And that's the setup that we would go by. So for now, what we are going to wait for, is a proper breakout from here, touch to this zone. As soon as we see the break, we would enter into a trade. We won't even wait for a proper like retest of this area, and by retest I mean this setup. So once, let's stimulate this play here, we have here, bam, bam, bam. So as we are expecting to see the break from this area, this would be our entry point immediately, and compared to the other entry points, which would be this area. So we just go in with the long position immediately here. If we see a retest, might actually add up like 0.5% on top of the previous 1%, and from there on just hover and go towards the target areas. So that's the game plan for the Cardano coin, and that's it for today. If you like this video, feel free to leave a comment, and I will catch you on the next week.